you rock.
I thought of that one.
And or roll. Now that I said that, I don't know where my jacket is, but my phone's in it, and
It looks like there's a
I
jacket
see it
in my
right
bag.
there. I don't know where my jacket is. Whose is that? My phone's in it. Oh, really? You just shot your mouth off and said
Well,
that.
I turned the ringer off.
Oh, okay.
All right, then if I want to share it. I see share.
Yep, share. Okay. Yep. And then you can share that to wherever you want. This is the Cast At Glocker. We're at the Peppermint candy store. I didn't put the overlay up, so hopefully people,
know what's happening here.
Somebody is always confused, and I don't know what to do. That, you know what I mean? I don't really know exactly how to reach the whole masses. If I did, I probably wouldn't be sitting here in Boyertown doing the Peppermint candy store show. There's nothing in there? All right. Well, then I don't know where my phone is. I think it's in my pocket. Thanks for tuning in. I do see some more people tuning into the show.
Excellent.
I'm going to turn my ringer and my sound off. The Cast at Glocker is now live. The Cast at Glocker Realty and Insurance is live now.
That's exciting because you know why? Because we're on it. So it's exciting,
that's true.
Right? Yeah.
I thought maybe because you were in a candy store.
That's always exciting, especially to my kids.
I was very happy to see the A-Treat black cherry soda made with cane sugar. I mean, I cannot get enough of this stuff. So I grew up in Pottstown, and there was a sandwich shop around the corner from my house called C&T Sandwich Shop, and they had the best cheesesteaks and hoagies going. So we would go around there and get yourself a cheesesteak or hoagie, and then you get some black cherry A-Treat to go with it, right? Or grape. I was a big grape aficionado. You like grape too?
No, cream. I'm a cream fan.
You like cream?
Yep.
I wasn't so much into cream. My dad and my brother, big cream guys. Me, not so much.
Yeah, I like cream and root beer. Those are my two favorites.
And you have a root beer from Reading.
Yes, this is from Reading Draft. But
okay.
I think what's really good about these sodas is they do use the cane sugar, not corn syrup. So I think everyone always says, tastes so much better in a glass bottle. But I think it's partially the product.
You think it's the formulation?
Sure. Yes.
Yeah. Yep. I think so too.
I'm not going to argue.
You know what it brings me back to? Anytime A-Treat always brings me back to Carnival. When I was a kid, that was like the number one place I'd go to, that ring toss.
Yep.
Try to win the big bottles of the A-Treat. Yeah. Oh, man, that was the best.
Now, was that the MBS Carnival?
That was several carnivals that I went to. I think I did a tour as a kid.
Yeah.
All the ones I could get to, either on bike or with a parent. Yeah. You know?
So when I went to Most Blessed Sacrament back in Bali, and we always had the ring toss there with the A-Treat bottles.
Yeah, I think it was a staple. I don't know if it still is or not. Yeah. Even though it is, I think so. Yeah. I don't know if it's A-Treat bottles though, but the ring toss
with the
sure.
big A-Treat bottles.
I do have some original up on the top. I have some of the original bottles and original case.
Right, nice.
And I know the people on the computer can't see, but we do have an original A-Treat hanger. I like finding the original stuff to display.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It seems like you step back in time in here. Yeah, definitely.
It's got a good classic candy store kind of retro feeling.
And when I say here, I mean the Peppermint Stick Candy Store, and we are here with Rachael Keller.
Yes.
I say it right now. Yeah. I remember we were here like a year ago.
Yeah. Yep.
Right before St. Patty's Day, I think.
Yep.
And we had before the show, we were having trouble for some reason with your name, but now it just seems to flow out. I don't know.
Now we're friends.
Yeah, that's why.
Well, that helps, right?
Absolutely. But I think you should introduce yourself, or not introduce yourself, but tell everybody about your store.
Okay. Well, my name's Rachael Keller. I'm the owner of the Peppermint Stick Candy Store in Boyertown. Also, I'm involved in a lot of community stuff too. I'm also the president of the Boyertown Area Historical Society. So I have a bunch of events and upcoming things that we're doing there that I want to talk about tonight too.
Awesome. And you have a connection to Berksmont Business Association, correct?
So I was a board member for probably about 4 years. Right now I'm just a volunteer. But there's a project that we've been working on. It's a magazine, which I have a copy of the first edition. So everyone should in the book.
So someday that's going to be worth big money.
It will be.
Yes.
I mean, if you want, I can sign it.
Right. Just come into the Peppermint Stick Candy Store, right?
I'll sign it for you.
Yeah.
I wish I could take all the credit, but it wasn't just me. We have a really good committee with a couple other business members.
Okay.
And
You can shout them out if you want to.
Yep, it's Lee Levengood from Everything Printing.
Okay.
He obviously is a printing expert. And then Jim David Heiser, he used to sell advertising for Berks Country, so he's kind of like our advertising and editorial expert.
Cool.
But we wanted to create an outlet for businesses to have an affordable way to advertise. So this is actually not for profit. So nobody, it's not like the organization is making thousands of dollars off of this.
Right.
But we're mailing this to everyone in the Boyertown School District and the Ole zip code. So it goes out to a lot of people. It's very affordable for the businesses.
And I think you gave me a number, like 20,000
yeah,
approximately?
So we print out 20,000 copies, but it's off the top of my head, 19,600 copies actually get direct mailed into people's mailboxes. Okay. So that's 19,000 homes that are getting this magazine. But we're trying to include like different stories about Boyertown. Like, for example, I know, Jeff, you're writing an article for us for the next magazine.
I am very proud to do so. Yeah.
Yep. So, but we have information. The last time we had the Jingles Bear on the cover because this was like a holiday edition. This time, this is our rough copy. But we have a Parker Bear, the bear that is at the park. He's going to be the next bear, and there's an article inside talking about the bear.
Oh, nice.
Who painted it, why it's designed the way it is.
And I think a lot of people kind of wonder about they see all the bears throughout Boyertown, but then how did they get there? Who painted them? Like why? How it all came about?
Yeah,
I think that's a good.
It's the biggest question when I have people outside of Boyertown that come in. They always say, what's the deal with all the bears around here? Mm-hmm. Which I don't think a lot of people realize there's actually a website, bearfever.org. And you can go on there and there's a list of all the bears and there's pictures and there's a write-up about the artist. And a lot of people sponsor the bears. So it's usually a business or sometimes it can be a group of people fundraising. I know there's an autism bear. It used to be in front of the grill shop. I'm not positive where it's at now, but I think a lot of different people fundraise to create that bear.
Okay, cool.
So,
very cool.
So yeah, it's really neat, and I think people just love the bears, love getting their pictures with them and seeing them, and they all have a story.
I have my picture with the bear. My kids have pictures with the bear. My wife has pictures with the bear.
Yep. It's kind of a thing in Boyertown.
Absolutely.
I just threw the bearfever.org link up into the chat. So if people want to try to find that, if you're a tech savvy enough, you can go peruse around on the
They
Bear
don't even
Fever.
have to be tech savvy. They
don't have to.
Click your link, right?
They could. They could, but it might shoot them off the show.
Oh,
if they open up another link, they can go on that.
Yeah.
So, whatever.
You don't want to show
after the show, go back and click on that link. Long story short, it's in the chat comments.
There you go.
Speaking of chat comments, please let us know you're out there watching. Don't be a creeper and just watch. Participate in the show.
And throw up those hearts.
Yeah.
And likes.
Yeah.
Or tell us what your favorite bear is.
Yeah. Or your favorite candy. Just say hello.
Jump in anytime.
Or just be like Eugene Keeler and just say, I'm watching.
Yeah.
Let us know you're out there.
Thank you, Eugene.
That, honest to God, that does help get the message out. The more people that interact with the show, Facebook and YouTube show the show to more people.
Right.
That's how you can help bring more attention to what's going on in your community.
And we have more fun. Right here.
That is true.
Yes.
100%.
Yeah.
All right. Enough of the PSAs. Sorry to interrupt the conversation.
So, I forget what we're talking. No,
we're talking about the bears.
Yes. Yeah. So the publication comes out. It's free. It just goes right to people's mail quarterly.
Well, right now we're doing twice a year. Jim keeps trying to get me to say let's do 4 times a year or 3 times, but
4 has a magic number, doesn't it?
I mean, it does, but I mean, I am a president of the Historical Society and I run a store.
You got more time on your hands, don't you?
Yeah, maybe,
just fit in one more thing.
Maybe if I just don't sleep, I could do 4.
There you go.
Because I organize the advertising.
Who needs sleep? You don't need sleep.
Yeah, I know.
It's overrated. One tooth or Jake's you
sleep you sleep when you die, right?
Exactly.
So.
Yeah. So that's the publication again. If I can hold it up. Berksmont Connections.
Yes.
So look for it in your mailbox.
Yeah. So come in your mailbox. So a lot of the businesses do have extra copies because I mean, the mail. You never know what you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are interested in the next copy and you didn't get in your mailbox, it should be coming out the first week of April. Then you can always stop in at the candy store or
you have extra copies here?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yep. or any of the BMBA members. We
Okay.
put them out at our membership breakfast so people can grab extra to hand out at their
Oh, good.
businesses.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, we have a community
And
calendar.
that's good for people who are maybe not outside of that whatever
The
zip
group.
code. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Well, like I said, we do send it out to just about every zip code in the Boyertown School District. So
Okay.
I think there's a couple on the edge, like in Green Lane, that's mostly outside of the district that we kind of skipped over, but just about everybody should be receiving it.
Good. That's
So.
awesome.
But yeah, we have a community calendar in there. Like you said, all kinds of stories about things that are happening in Boyertown. It's just a really good way to get information out to the community.
Cool.
So, and then
Yeah.
of course you can see all the great businesses we have in the area.
Right. Yeah. I flipped through the last one that you had out, and it's really interesting. I read a couple of the articles in there.
Yeah.
Really good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one I really liked the last time is the Car Museum did an article on the Mighty Atom. So I don't know if you remember, he was a strong man that used to set up at Zern's.
Yeah, Zern's, right.
Yeah, it was funny because at the Historical Society, one of our board members was loaning out. She has his book about his whole life, and we all had been taking turns reading this book. The guy was amazing. One of my favorite stories from the book was he lived in New York City, and this was around World War II, and he was Jewish, and he saw up on one of the buildings there was a sign that said like "No Jews, no dogs," and he was like, "What is this about?" And the lady said, "There's Nazis and they're having a meeting." So the way they described it was, they said it was like a cartoon. He grabbed a ladder, he went up and ripped the sign down, and all these Nazis came running out the building. He jumped down from the ladder and he beat them all up. This one guy beat all these guys up. So he got arrested and they went to court, and the judge looked at him and he looked at all these guys, and they all had broken arms and like black eyes. And he goes, "This little guy beat you up," and he let him go. So, I mean, the guy was really
punching
brilliant.
Nazis, there should be no prohibition.
It should be like,
exactly.
If there's one thing that should be legal to punch,
Yeah,
it's Nazis.
that's
for
what
sure.
I said.
We don't want Nazis.
But that's why I felt like he's my hero. Like, he beat up like 10 of them all on his own.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
you know, the guy is very inspiring. The book is really amazing for anyone who has an interest in it. But it was neat because then I found out the ladies at the Car Museum, they got his van donated to the museum.
From Slim the Hammerman.
Yeah. Well, he like learned the strongman like techniques or the tricks from the Mighty Atom.
Right.
So,
And Slim the Hammerman's from Pottstown.
mhm.
And Slim the Hammerman, is he the one that was like live at the
No, so
museum?
there's another guy, and I think he was the Irish Anvil, if I'm remembering correctly.
Okay.
But he learned from Slim though.
Oh, okay.
So it's kind of, like handed down through different generations.
Slim had the Mighty Adams truck, and then Slim died last year.
Oh, did he
Okay.
pass away?
Yeah, so after he passed away, his son, who's actually a friend of mine, Josh Farman, donated the truck to the Historical Society,
That's
to
awesome.
the museum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which also, if everyone wants to keep an eye out at the Boyertown Historical Society Facebook page or the Car Museum's Facebook page, we are working on playing the documentary up at the State Theater as a fundraiser for both organizations.
Oh, cool. That'd
So I
be
don't have a
great to
date
go
yet
to.
for that, but that's something we're working on.
Cool.
Okay.
So,
Definitely keep an eye out then.
yeah.
I remember seeing there used to be there was like a vitamin shop like a healthy living shop. They had groceries and vitamins and stuff like this down on High Street.
Okay.
And in the summertime, they would put on these strongman demonstrations in order to promote their,
Yeah.
their health
Yeah.
tonics
Yeah.
and whatever. And that's where I remember. I don't remember ever seeing the Mighty Atom,
Mhm.
Well,
but I
think
definitely
he died
saw.
I think in 1985, I read.
Okay,
But it was in the
Okay.
80s he passed
I'm
away.
kind of old, but anyway,
You're old enough.
I'm
to
old
remember.
enough to have seen
Yes.
Mighty Atom, even if he died in 1985. What I'm saying is, I saw Slim the Hammerman down there
Uh-huh.
do his thing, and then I saw this guy like karate chop and headbutt through these enormous blocks of ice.
Yeah.
But it was all like strongman.
When you were a
competition
kid, did
stuff.
you like try to do after you saw that? Did you try to do those things?
No, hell
I
no.
always did.
I want to say something.
Me and my brothers
After-
always did.
Did
Yeah.
you?
After watching the Anvil thing, like I was trying. Because like, how
Really?
hard could this really be? I mean, I'm pretty strong.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did
You
you
might not
ever?
want to mess with
Did you ever
me
try
now.
to rip
I'm
a?
not. I'm good. I'm keeping my hands to myself.
Did you ever try to rip a
A
phone,
phone
book.
book?
Yeah, it's easy now.
There's a technique to it, though.
There is a technique, of course there is.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
afterwards, I went home and I told my husband because he does construction. He breaks stuff all the time. Like he broke one time the handle off the ratchet strap. I had a garlic press and I was squeezing it the one day and it's like I can't get it to like press the garlic. And he gave it to him and he broke the handle off the garlic press. So I said to him, like, I really think that you could be a strong man. Like you need to try to bend this, but he just laughed at me.
Yeah.
Good to know.
By the way, I did not rip the. I wasn't ever able to rip
the phone book.
Yeah. Now
There's
they're only like this big.
Well,
And-
now is there even phone books
There is.
anymore?
I still get free.
Yeah.
I'm like, how can I cancel this? Because I don't want to
Yeah.
waste any paper on me.
right.
They-
Penn and Teller. Everybody knows Penn and Teller, right?
Mhm.
They have some videos on YouTube, and Penn gives away the secret on how to rip a telephone book.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'd be interested. I don't want to know too many secrets. I like the mystery
Yeah, it's more
of it
fun.
all, you know. And, but
I mean, I might
I'm
look
just
up the phone book one, though.
I'm interacting.
but I might
with
do.
people.
I might go and just look at that.
Well, I feel like it would look really cool if I could rip the
Yeah.
phone book like a girl,
Yeah.
like a girl strong woman. I
Yeah.
might be onto something.
Yeah.
It might be a
Can I
good-
see? I'm just gonna bother you real quick.
Rachel
I just wanna-
Strongwoman.
Some of this stuff I can put up.
Okay.
In the links.
I mean, it might be a good way to
Okay.
fundraise for the Historical Society.
Absolutely. Rachel, you'll be everywhere. You're already everywhere.
Yeah.
But and then people will be knocking down your door to get some candy and see the strong
Yeah,
woman.
I'll be like $5 donation per phone book goes
Yep.
towards the Historical Society.
And everybody can bring you the phone books that they don't use because
Exactly.
who
Be
really
part of my
uses
app.
them. Yeah. You remember there used to be like, do you remember the phone book? I don't know
Yes,
how
yes.
old you are or anything. And like the last there's like half of it
Yeah.
was ads because everybody wanted an
I
ad in the
just-
phone book.
I want to tell you, I remember even taking ads out in the phone book, like for my
Really?
husband's company.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like creating the little square ad, and
Mhm.
So I mean, I know I look so young, but
Yeah, you're just a kid.
I remember the phone book, even putting ads in it.
Rumor has it you're on TikTok and everything.
I am, but that's because my employee does it. She forces me.
All right, Rachel, let's back it up again. I mean, not again.
You're reeling it in.
We're going to reel it in and bring
Okay.
it back to where we are at right now, the candy store.
Yes.
I think you have to give the audience an understanding of what you have here.
So we are a throwback candy store, so it's our specialty is like the vintage candy, the hard to find candy.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's not like the stuff you can find in the regular grocery store. But I think that's the thing people love about the store is they come in, they're like, oh, when I was a kid, we used to get the wax bottles, or people like the satellite wafers. I mean, everyone's always like, it's like a communion host, like. So I think people just enjoy those. There's something about candy that makes people remember when they were a
Absolutely,
kid.
yeah, for sure.
So
And the cool thing is that like right behind Rachel here, there's Penny Candy, which like the last place I knew that had Penny Candy was Zern's.
yes,
And Zern's not around anymore, so good luck trying to find Penny Candy. But luckily, if you're from the Boyertown area
You
or
still
anywhere
can.
around the Boyertown, right here, you can come here and get Penny Candy.
well, it was really important to me because my daughter's 19 and my son's 16. And when we opened up the store a couple years before that is when they switched over the lunch accounts where the kids had like an account and it was almost like they had a credit card.
Right.
And I remember thinking like the one time my daughter was getting like double lunches and ice cream. And I was like, how did you guys pay $40 in like 2 days? And she's like, well, I got this. And they had no concept of what they're spending.
Right.
And I remember when I was a kid, like, okay, I had $1 so I could get a pretzel and a chocolate milk, or I could get like an ice cream and you had to make those choices and count up like I can spend this or this. And I think that's important for kids to make those financial decisions. Like when they're little, they're already starting to learn.
Yeah.
So it was important to have the penny candy section so the kids can have that same experience.
I agree with you. Yeah. That's
Plus counting the money.
yeah. Yeah.
So
they're doing math and they're learning how to take care of their money.
exactly.
Right.
And I feel like it's part of the experience. Like, and people remember, like, we have the little brown bags. Like, people go crazy over those little bags.
Yeah,
They
for
really
sure.
love those.
I remember standing in Zern's and just standing there and just figuring out what the most I could get.
Yes. Yep.
And the best I could get for what I had, which
Yep.
was probably usually $1.
Yes.
So-
Yeah. Well, that's what I always tell. Like sometimes I watch a lot of parents come through, and always my suggestion is always say like, give them $5 or $1 or like whatever. Just give them the money, and then you let them make the choice. Because like I laugh sometimes parents will be like, you can pick out 3 things. I mean, I like that, but then the kids buy the most expensive 3
For sure.
things in the store.
I think it's just like in their blood or something to find the most expensive thing.
Yeah.
Not even because they don't even look at the price, but they somehow find the most expensive thing.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's why I always say like give them like an amount, and then they have to count up because then they're counting the money.
Yeah, give them a budget.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what's my suggestion.
Somebody's making a pretty funny post, and I put it up on the screen. But Barbara Lehman's saying that you're her Mary Jane supplier.
Yes. Hi, Barbara.
I think that
Actually,
probably needs some qualification.
I
or
have to
you're
tell
gonna...
you, actually, I feel like I'm her dark chocolate almond bark supplier.
Okay.
Yeah, because I know Barbara's order. So
She wants the Mary Jane.
unfortunately, right now I do not have the Mary Jane. So Necco, they were the ones that made that, and they went out of business. So Spangler bought a bunch of their recipes. They're the company that makes the candy canes.
Mm-hmm.
And Mary Jane's is one, and I was able to get them.
You do
for
get
a
the
while.
joke there, right?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Mary
Sorry.
Jane is another name for marijuana.
Marijuana.
Oh, Barbara.
I thought it was a funny joke. We
It
can
is a
have some
funny
fun
joke,
with that.
Well, I mean that's under the counter. No, just kidding.
I could tell by your
Yeah, she just
answer.
kept, she,
no, I went
She's
right
like
over my head.
she was either that or
serious about the
one
answer.
of the best deadpanners you've ever
Yeah.
seen in your entire life.
Well, we know what Rachael does.
So it's a
too.
candy
Yeah.
dispensary, not a medical marijuana.
Yes,
Right,
yes.
okay.
We're about the kids here.
Gotcha.
Yeah. You can get a high, but it's going to be a sugar high.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's as far as we go. I mean, I have had there is one group that actually is from Boyertown that makes CBD chocolates, and they've talked to me about it. I was debating it, but I just really feel like our thing here is kids and family.
Yeah,
So I
yeah.
just don't feel like I'm not against it, but it's just not the right fit for us.
And even though I don't think you can't get high or anything. from that.
no, but
Not
I mean,
from
but
CBD.
still.
Not
you know,
from CBD.
I just picture like these like 14-year-olds coming in like
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
like, you know.
I want the CBD stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So
Dude, the CBD helps my arthritis, dude.
Yeah,
I gotta
I mean,
say,
I'm
it
not
does.
against
I get
it.
some relief from that
Yeah.
stuff.
Right.
But anyway, we've made our joke, or I've made the joke.
Barbara made the joke.
Exactly.
Barbara did
Give
make
credit
the
where
joke.
credit is due.
Let's see. Pat Barrett is saying I get my black jelly beans from Rachael.
Yes, she does.
I,
We have those all year too.
I'm not a fan of the black jelly beans, but I do like the black licorice.
Well, I was gonna say I have a whole licorice section.
Yeah,
And-
you have the rope.
yes,
Is that what it's called?
the red, the strawberry,
Uh-huh.
shoestring licorice.
Shoestring, that's what it's called.
That is our most popular, but I do have it in black as well. But I have to say, like, I think there's a thing with licorice.
Do you have a grape?
I do.
Okay.
Yep, I have grape too.
I was always my favorite.
Yeah, but there's people that are like very passionate about black licorice. Like I have one guy that comes in every week and he gets 2 bags of the licorice clays, and then sometimes he veers off and gets some other licorice. But he was funny. The one time he came in and he goes, "I'm just sticking with the clays, the hard candy." He goes, because he was buying all this other licorice, and he goes, "I'm actually getting some skin spots because the doctor said because I'm eating too much licorice."
Wow.
So he had to cut
Really?
back. Well, didn't you hear about the guy that died from a licorice overdose?
What?
No.
Yeah,
This
happened
sounds like
a year or so ago.
it sounds like some
Yeah,
kind of
Google
urban
it.
legend or
I will,
something.
I
No,
will
it's
Google
true.
it.
I mean,
I'll
because I
Google
would
it.
not spread this around. I want everyone to buy a lot of licorice. So
But
this is
if
not
you
good for
are planning a
business.
purposeful black licorice overdose, please come down to the Peppermint
yes,
Stick
exactly.
and get the supply that you need.
We don't
You
have.
can weigh it out by the pound
We don't have.
and get the precise deadly dose.
Yes, we don't have the Mary Jane here, but if you want to do the licorice, we got what you need.
You know, I mentioned this I think on when we interviewed the State Theater, but now I'm going to forget. No, Good and Plenty's.
We
Which
do
we're
have
talking about
those.
black licorice. There's something about that candy coating on the black
Yeah.
licorice that is amazing.
Mhm.
Like I can not get enough of Good and Plenty's. You give me a whole box, I'm eating that whole box, like no problem.
Well, I'm laughing, Jeff, because on our TikTok, we found a TikTok video that someone else made, and it goes, "Who buys this stuff?" And then he zoomed in on the Good and Plenty's. So we did a TikTok video, like I was pretending like I was a customer.
Obviously, that person has never had a Good and Plenty because
Well, they're not a licorice person. That's why.
I'm not a liquor. I'm not real. I like
no,
black
you
licorice.
are because you said you like it.
I
So,
like it, but I'm not in love with it. But the good and plenties, I'm in love with.
Maybe the candy coating offsets
It does something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of have a theory like people either love it or hate it. Like, because like you said, people who like it usually go crazy over it.
I gave it to my kids because I had to. When we went to the State Theater, I'm like, the first time we were there with the kids, I said, "Hey, you got to get good and plenties."
Yeah.
And I forget what they said about it. Yeah, that's a dud story.
I think it's more of an adult candy too. Like,
do you think so? Yeah, but I liked it when I was a kid, so I don't know.
I think when like the kids are more into the sour stuff.
They are.
Yes, my kids love the
time.
Sour Patch. Well, one of my kids especially, my youngest son Adam, is all into the sour stuff. All right, so there's a chemical compound in black licorice, which is called glyceric acid. Glyceric acid. And if you eat too much of that, it can cause your blood pressure to go up and cause you to have a heart attack. But this guy, here's what he was doing.
See, I told you.
You are quick. And you call yourself not tech savvy. And look, you looked this up. You learned about
that's
it. And now you're
researching.
bringing.
This is a whole different thing.
Yeah.
It's research keywords. Okay. I was good at that. This guy had consumed 2 large bags of licorice every day for 3 weeks. That habit caused his potassium levels to drop precipitously quickly.
I just want to say he wasn't from Boyertown, though.
No, it wasn't. This is up in Boston.
I didn't do this.
He prompted a cardiac arrest, according to the study. Yeah, so don't do that.
That's a lot of licorice.
But if you do decide that you are going to do that,
this is the place to go.
Here's your supplier.
Yeah.
But that's
maybe
an extreme.
only do 1 bag a day.
Yeah.
Then you'll be okay.
Right.
Apparently the 2 was too much.
Yeah. And then
So,
they didn't say how big the bag was either.
It just says large. Like I mean,
they're
not going to give out weights or anything, you know.
Large bag of licorice has to be pretty big.
I would say like at least a pound if it's a large.
Yeah.
But I mean,
so he could potentially have been eating 2 pounds of licorice a day.
Yeah, and that's a lot.
That's
licorice.
a lot.
Yeah. And it said that he was a healthy dude, walked his dog every day, worked in a physical labor job, but
what do you think he
just don't?
What do you think?
Licorice.
Man, he loved licorice.
He was hooked on it, I guess.
Sometimes love can kill.
Yeah.
All right, that's good stuff, man. We're learning a lot today with Rachael.
I can tell you everything about candy that you.
Gene Chance is saying hello.
Is there anything else we're supposed to look out for? Not to eat too much of?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I highly recommend eating lots of candy.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of, let's get to some of the events and stuff that are happening very
That's
soon.
true, but I also want to say this because I saw this in the back too. You've got ice cream here.
Yes, we do.
Oh,
actually, we were carrying Long Acres ice cream. So, I mean, sometimes the line over there can be very long. So always remember you can zip over here. I mean, we don't have a line that long here. So
yeah.
I have 12 different flavors.
My parents swear by Long Acres.
It really is.
They get their milk from there and everything.
Oh, I drive up there. I go up there to get in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, or if I'm out cruising around and get a hankering.
Yeah,
it's a great place.
Well, I'm guessing it's a super premium ice cream because there's like different levels and that goes by how much cream is in the ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
And also too, like a lot of places that say they make their own ice cream, it's actually like a mix. It's a powdered mix.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's still good, but Long Acres is making it the old fashioned
way.
Yeah. That's real cream.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
And it's a locally produced product. So
Yep.
you're
supporting the local business.
Yep.
I saw some I think what it is strawberry shortcake, the swirl.
Strawberry cheesecake.
Yeah.
Yes, that one is good. I've been testing that one lately.
I could eat that whole thing, man.
I'm down with test tasting.
I would sell it to you. And then we would have a whole thing. Matt dies from ice cream.
Yeah, I wonder what the lethal limit of strawberry cheesecake ice cream is.
I'll ask Long Acres if they have any data on that.
Jill Reed Hendricks is saying that she's a big fan of the peppermint stick.
Jill.
Totally love their lip balm.
Oh yeah, we actually have a local person. She's from Pottstown.
Okay.
She creates them for us, but we have different candy flavored lip balms.
Really, like that actually?
Yeah, they're actually right over there. Gummy bear, cotton candy. Like we had hot chocolate. Now I'm getting out. It's called marshmallow peep. or marshmallow bunny. But I mean, it's a peep flavor. So yeah, she makes.
I think I like the gummy bear. That sounds good.
Yeah, we had root beer float in the summer. We switch them up. So, but yeah, they're very popular.
My wife will be kissing me even more. I put that gummy bear on, you know.
Hey, everybody loves gummy bears.
Right.
So.
And she's German, so.
Well,
gummy bears.
We don't carry German gummy bears, so I'm sorry.
Local produced.
We won't talk about that.
I do have the world's best though, Albanese. So unfortunately,
but Albanese, that sounds German.
No, they're from I think Illinois. Yeah, they're American made.
But I mean, the last name.
Oh, I don't know.
Albanese.
I don't know.
Sounds German to me.
It's all new. Jill Reed Hendricks is saying something about Lucky Shamrock was awesome.
Yeah, we had that flavor for St. Patrick's Day.
What was that? Ice cream?
No, of the lip balm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Our producer has a question about the leprechaun hunt that happened.
Yes.
This past weekend.
Yep.
Right, this past weekend.
Yeah.
Am I right?
No,
with my
2
date?
weekends.
2 weeks. 2 weekends ago. Okay. So how did that? She wanted to know. She was interested in. She wanted to know how it went.
Well, this was not the busiest year. Obviously, the weather did not.
Yeah, there was snow right on Saturday.
Yeah. Yes. So I mean, but it was still very well attended. It like financially, I mean, we were closed on Saturday. So, but I mean, I would say maybe it was like half the amount of people as normal.
And so what people did is they went on a hunt for a leprechaun, right?
Yep. So what we do is we have a map of Boyertown and we mark on the map where the leprechaun has been. And so it's all outside. So you don't have to be in the store for this part of it, but you walk around town and the leprechaun hides different things like a horseshoe. There's a leprechaun house, a little leprechaun shoe, and you have to walk around and find the items. And when you find them, there's a riddle. And you have to solve the riddles. And at the end, if you solve it correctly, it tells you the leprechaun's name. And then if you know his name, you come back and tell us and you get entered in to win. We give out $100 of gift cards.
Nice.
So
nice.
Cool. But yeah, I mean, it's very popular. We usually have thousands of people come out to this. Like I said, this year the weather was kind of a dud, but you can't control the weather.
Yeah.
But this is one of our most popular events.
That's a great event.
Yeah. I think it's nice because normally events for St. Patrick's Day are usually around drinking.
Right, sure.
So, but the kids now in school do these little leprechaun traps and like all these.
Yeah, we tried to trap at leprechaun this
year. So this is
Did
something
you get
really.
one?
Did not. He was not fooled, and he let us know it.
He's onto your tricks.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is something fun you can do with the kids. It's just family oriented.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It was fun though.
And so what events do you have coming up? Because I know you have one coming up this weekend, right?
Yeah. So this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, it's our Girl Scout cookie celebration. So we do this every year. We partner up with Troop 1759. It's the Boyertown Girl Scout troop. So they normally are here selling cookies, but I don't know if everybody heard, but the girls like sold out of cookies really quickly.
Really?
Yeah, it was like a
was there a shortage of cookies
I
too?
think there
Oh
was. Yeah, I think
what
there
is
was.
this world coming to, man?
I know. Supply and demand.
They're out of Girl Scout cookies. So people listening, if you want your Girl Scout cookies, you better start getting them now.
Yeah.
Dude, listen, man, I'm not much of a conspiracy theory guy, right? You know this.
I
You
know
gotta
this.
vouch for me.
I
I'm
do know
not.
this.
I'm really not.
Yep, we know this. Yep.
But if there's one conspiracy theory that I would subscribe to right now,
Yes.
this whole shortage thing
Yeah.
is a corporate plot, dude, to get us to spend more money on stuff. It's
Well,
corporate.
that's what they
plot.
said.
I will say I agree to a certain extent. I believe that there's actually a supply and demand problem, but not in every aspect of our every industry.
Yes.
Well, if anybody,
So people are just latching on to that and saying, "Oh, well, we can just do the same thing and up our price and
Jack up the price.
Exactly.
well, if anybody wants Girl Scout cookies this weekend, it's going to be $10 a box.
I would hope.
versus."
4.
I would
No, I'm just
hope.
kidding.
I would hope that the Girl Scout would not be price gouging as part of some corporatist plot. But you never know. These girls,
I don't
they're
think
learning. Maybe the
Supply and
girls,
demand.
maybe the Girl Scouts are laissez-faire capitalists now. I don't know. Maybe.
I don't think the Girl Scouts in particular. Couldn't it be hilarious though? Little girl,
If they were?
Girl Scout, yeah, she just comes in. I could give this to you.
Like, what's your favorite flavor?
Yeah.
But it's gonna cost you.
It's gonna cost you.
Because there's not a whole lot
There's
left.
not a-
Yeah.
I only have 5 boxes of Samoas left.
Yep.
The price
right.
just doubled.
Sucker.
Yeah, but so usually they are here selling cookies. So the
Yes.
girls are going to be here still this year, but there will not be cookies for sale. But what we do is we do Girl Scout cookie themed Sundays, and you do get one cookie on your Sunday, so you still can get one cookie on a Sunday if you still are
Right.
hankering. But then we donate 50 cents from each Sunday back to that troop.
Awesome.
So, and the girls are looking for other girls that want to be involved in scouting. So they're using this as a recruitment opportunity. So for anybody that's interested in maybe putting their kids in scouting,
Mhm.
this would be a great opportunity to come out and meet the girls, meet the leader.
You know, it'd be. I want. I don't know. I was trying to think. Maybe some other troop that's maybe watching the show. Maybe they want to. Maybe work together with
Mhm.
another troop, where maybe they do raise the price $1,
Mhm.
and so your troop makes $1, and still can sell the other troop's product.
You mean the
I'm just
cookies?
thinking. Yeah.
Oh, I
Because
don't
I
know.
can't imagine they're all out of cookies, are they?
No, I think so. I think we're done with cookie time. Yeah, I think
Yeah, I
it's
think
done.
cookie time is just it's over.
I
Yeah.
don't think we got a single box this year.
Well, then you need
Let
to
me-
come out this week and
let
get
me
a
Google.
Sunday.
Let me
So we at
Google.
least get one.
One cookie.
Right.
Yeah.
Talk amongst yourselves. I'm
Yeah.
gonna Google.
My wife's pretty good at getting boxes though. So even if I don't know about it, there might be boxes.
They're
in the
gonna show
house.
up
Yeah, they'll
somewhere.
show up.
Yeah.
I'll be like, I didn't know you had that.
Yeah.
She always has those surprises.
Yeah. So that's our big event for this coming weekend. The other thing we have going on starting on Friday, every year around Easter, we raffle off some kind of giant Easter candy. So last year we did Godzilla, the 40-pound chocolate
I
bunny.
remember the bunny.
Yes. So this year we have Big Bertha 25-pound coconut cream egg.
Yeah. Which I love coconut cream eggs.
Well, then you need to
Yeah.
put a ticket in.
Yeah,
So.
I will for sure.
Yeah. Last year I
Should I
was.
bring it over?
Yeah, if you want to grab it. I mean, it's heavy. You're gonna have to carry it.
I'll be like strong Adam here.
Yeah. Yep. But yes, it's
Can you
huge.
imagine if I dropped?
So this is what I'm seeing. I'm not seeing like a Girl Scout cookie
This is heavy,
season.
people. This is super
Yep.
duper
25
heavy.
pounds.
Holy smokes!
You can share it with your friends.
If you want to go Girl Scouts and order cookies, you can go to their website,
Okay.
girlscouts.org. I'm not seeing anything about a season. I am seeing a very interesting article about pairing beer with Girl Scout cookies. I'm going to post that up in the chat function
And
as
then
well.
find one about pairing ice cream with beer.
Ooh,
and then we
or-
can really have something going on this weekend.
All right, let me do that one first because that's a
So
good
this
idea.
weekend, Girl Scout cookie
Sunday, yeah,
Sundays.
Girl Scout Cookie Sunday celebration. That's what we call the event.
Okay.
But it's It's Saturday and Sunday. We're open 11 to 6 on Saturday, 11 to 4 on Sunday.
Awesome.
And then, like you said, 50 cents from each Sunday goes back to the Girl Scout troop.
That sounds good.
Yep.
So I know you want to get to a couple other things. Like you talked about earlier, you are, what are you? You're the what of the Historical Society?
Right now, I'm the president.
President.
Yes.
So top dog.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you have going on with the Historical Society? Boyertown Historical Society.
Yeah. So the next thing we have coming up, I'm really excited about. Actually, during COVID, we had one of our members came to us. His name's Rob Tyson, and he's gotten really into metal detecting. And he said, they have these fundraisers or these events where people will come from all over the United States and they'll come out to like metal detect out on a private property. He said with COVID, this is naturally something that is socially distancing.
Yeah, right.
Because you can't get close to each other because the metal detectors don't work. So actually that was a guy.
So like alarms will go off.
Yeah, actually, because it beeps, it'll
Yeah.
start giving you signals like there's something in the ground, but it's
false signal.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So we started doing these metal detecting fundraisers, which have been amazing. During COVID, our main fundraiser this is what kept the Historical Society going for so many years was the Belschnickel Craft Show.
Mm-hmm.
We couldn't do it. So we were like, this was my first year being president. So I was like, what the heck are we going to do? Like, how are we going to get through this year? Because like financially we were like, okay, but not like we could just sit back and do nothing.
Right.
So it's like, how are we going to pay our bills if we don't have this big fundraiser? So we did the metal detecting event and it was a huge success. We sold out. It was neat. People came from Texas, Colorado. Like I couldn't believe how far people came out to do this.
Really? That's
So-
crazy.
Yeah, the first one was at a private farm. Actually, Jake and Gretchen Lee. And there's also another couple. They own Magpie Company. They opened up their property too. So it was over 100 acres. And the guys went out and metal detected. But it was neat. They found on the Magpie property, they actually found some of the trapper tags of the first owner, because it was, I think, an 1800s home.
Okay, yeah.
Is on the property. And the guys.
So what's the trapper tag? Like
when they were trapping animals.
like a tag they put in saying this is mine.
Yes.
Trap.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But so it had the original owner's last name on it, but they gave it to the homeowner because they felt like that should stay with the property. Yeah. But they found all kinds of neat things like coins from the 1700s.
Really?
Yeah, it's really interesting the things they find. But we
That's
have
really cool.
Yeah, our next fundraiser is coming up. It's April 2nd and 3rd. If you go on our Facebook page or our website, boyertownhistory.org, you should be able to find the information. But the actual paid hunt is sold out. So I'm pretty positive it's sold out. I don't think we have any more tickets to Metal Detect the day of, but we have 2 other things going on, which actually, Matt, I think you have the flyer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
If you're interested in getting to know about metal detecting, but maybe you don't have a metal detector, or you have a metal detector, but you don't know how to use it.
Right.
We do have some different things. We have, it's called Brass in the Grass. So for that, you go out and there's brass tokens hidden, and you find a brass token. It has a number, and then it correlates to you win something. It's probably a silver coin, something.
And that way you get the feel of it too.
Yes. Yeah. Yep. We also have like a test.
And do you bring your own metal detector then?
You can, or we do have metal detectors there for people to use.
Okay, good.
If you're interested, but you've never done it before and you want to try it, there's guys there that will help you and say, all right, listen for this, or this number means this is gold or silver.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So because they want to get more people involved.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing that is really exciting is they are doing a kids coin search. So the kids coin search is on Saturday from 1 to 4 and Sunday from 12 to 2. But it's completely free. The kids come out and there's all different things hidden in the ground. They get to borrow a metal detector, and then there is volunteers there to teach them how to do it. So they really get experience of how to do metal detecting, and they get to keep whatever they find.
Oh, cool.
So there's a lot of the guys that do this all the time have donated coins and different items that, they do seed that area, which means they plant the items in the ground already.
Right.
But the kids get to take home whatever they find.
And what age is that?
Up to 14.
Okay.
So
I just put the link to the Boyertown Historical Society up in the chat. I also put it up on the screen. It's real easy, boyertownhistory.org.
Yep.
I was just on that page for a couple of seconds. They have a little slideshow.
Mm-hmm.
The second or third slide is a link that will take you to the information about what she's talking about.
Yep.
Super easy to find. I literally found it in 3 seconds.
Yeah.
I also put a link up to the Boyertown Historical Society's Facebook page. You can jump over there and find out more information about what's going on.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we also do have a metal detecting club now too. So if you're interested in being in the metal detecting club, you have to be a member of the society, which it's $25. It's very affordable.
Yeah.
And then there's like a $5 charge to be part of the metal detecting club. And then what we do is we find smaller properties and we do club hunts. It's usually like 3 or 4 times a year, because obviously we don't want to do that in the middle of winter. But then it's smaller hunts. Usually about 20 people or so will show up to those. But then you get to keep anything you find, unless there is a rule with the metal detecting. Like if we went to your house, Jeff, and you said, well, I lost my wedding band 2 years ago. If you find that, I want it. Then of course, if they find it, they give that to you.
Right.
So. But yeah, we get to detect a lot of neat properties.
Nice. So, and so the event that's coming up, where are they detecting?
This is also located on a private farm. It's only open for the event, but it's 230 Hoffman Road in Bartow, PA. So it's actually behind
Old Farm?
Yes. Yep. I think it's 80 acres off the top of my head. I'm pretty positive it's 80 acres.
Okay.
So now, like I said, you only have access to the entire property if you bought a ticket.
Which you don't think there's any available, but
check
if you're interested, check and see.
Yep.
Go to Historical
Or
Society
send us a message on Facebook or on our Facebook page or our website.
Mm-hmm.
We can let you know if there's any tickets left.
Okay.
I know the last time I checked with Rob, I think we were at 92, and it's usually 100 is the cutoff.
Right.
And I haven't talked to him in a couple days, so I think we might might be there. So
Nice.
like I said, there's still opportunities. We also have vendors too. So like if you're already into metal detecting, you need to pick up a couple items, you can always come out too and visit the vendors and utilize them. So,
Cool.
Yep.
It sounds like a good event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other thing, I have two other things going on for the Historical Society. So our next item then is last year we started an event, Not Your Run of the Mill Living History Fair, and that's located at the Bears Mill. That's at the corner of Sawmill and Ironstone in Boyertown.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Have you been there, Matt?
I've never been inside the mill, but I know exactly where you're talking about. Yeah.
It's beautiful. It's a private collection, but almost all the equipment is still in the mill, and
The original equipment that was originally there.
yeah, so the original water wheel is still there. Now the bottom is rotted out. Like it doesn't spin anymore.
Right.
There's no water. But the original wheel is still there, but they used it. It was a grain mill, and also they made wooden spokes. They made baseball bats there. So they had a whole machine shop that was all run off a belt from the water wheel. And all that equipment is still there, and it's actually really neat. The guy doesn't do this for everybody, but he has the belts hooked up to a motor so he can run them, which it's really intimidating when you're standing in there and there's all these belts flying past you. It's like amazing to think people worked like that all day. Like this is why people lost fingers.
Yeah, right, sure.
So he doesn't.
This is why we have child labor laws.
Yes, exactly.
I just saw
Johnny.
a kid walk by the glass window here, looking in the candy store, and their tongue was hanging out, literally hanging out.
Well, I recognize them. They come in here all the time. So I knew who it was.
Yeah, Robert Thiessen's saying that the mill is belt driven and functional.
Yeah, actually, Rob is in charge of our metal detecting club and the fundraiser. So if I missed anything, Rob, chime in there.
Yeah, you can put whatever information you want up in the chat, along with links to where you want to guide people to go.
Yeah, and Rob, maybe you can let us know if there is any tickets left.
Thanks, Rob.
So, but yeah. So anyway, that's a really beautiful property.
When is the date on that?
So the Bears Mill event is June 18th.
Okay.
It's from 9:30 to 3:30.
If I'm around, I will definitely attend.
Yeah, the mill should be open. The gentleman who is the tour guide, and he also did most of the restoration. His name's Ed Miller. He's an older gentleman. Unfortunately, he caught COVID, so he's still recovering. So he's normally there every Sunday for tours, and they don't charge. He just wants people to get in there and see the mill and see what he did with it. So I'm not positive when he's going to be open again, but I know he's trying to get there.
Okay.
But normally Sundays you can go in on your own. The mill should be open for the event, but we're also going to have different vendors. For example, last year we had a woman who hand weaves placemats, tablecloths, runners, but she was actually weaving during the event. We also had a gentleman.
That's always crazy to watch.
It is
the weaving.
Well, I mean, the patterns were so intricate.
Yeah.
She was explaining to me.
Yeah, they didn't do boring stuff back then.
No, she said it takes her a couple hours just to set the loom up to make the different patterns. She said that's really what takes the longest is setting the strings where they need to be. But she went to college for this.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was really neat. So we also had a gentleman that makes spoons by hand, and then it was neat. He can carve your name into it, or if you wanted to say something. We had a live blacksmith there. We also had some different history presentations you could listen to.
Wow, yeah, a lot going on. That's great.
Yeah, it was really. We even had an accordion player, which I liked that. So,
yeah.
And a harpist. We had a harpist playing at the event as well. So
that sounds fun.
Yeah, trying to keep it very history based.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
Now, the other thing I know you were asking me earlier, I know you're excited about this.
I am. I know what you're going to say.
Yep. The Historical Society is starting our ghost walks up again. So we have a volunteer, Adrienne Zapian. She actually owns Revived Salon over in, she's behind Alexson's Taekwondo.
Okay, yeah.
But she's a member, and she's been researching for the past couple months to come up with some new stories for the ghost walks in town. We had a board member in the past, Margaret Harner. She was doing them for us before, but unfortunately, she's older. She's in her 80s, and it was getting to be too much for her to, walk the whole town up and down the street.
Yeah.
So she's been also guiding Adrienne with some stories and where to look. But
yeah, it's an old town, Boyertown, and has lots of events that happen. Let's say.
Yes. The one thing I I always laugh when I go back and think about this, but over the summer, there was an older woman who reached out to us. She lives back by the Earl, the playground in Earl, but she owned this farm and she sold it, and she was moving out, and she called us up and she said, would you guys be interested in a tombstone? And we're like, okay, well, like, what's the story with the tombstone? Like, is it related to Boyertown in any way? And she said, this is a dark story, so just so everybody knows. But
kids, hold your ears.
Yes. Well, anyway, it was a little boy. I forget the age. I think it might have been around 12, but somebody accused him of stealing. And the dad kept saying, give the money back, give the money back. And the little boy's like, I didn't steal the money. Well, he killed himself. And then later on, they actually found the money. He never stole the money. So I guess he was buried. And then later on, when the mom passed away, they buried them together on the same plot. So they replaced the tombstone. So this lady had the original tombstone in her barn this whole time. And I guess the new owner was like, get this out of here.
Yeah.
You know, because I mean, it's a pretty dark story. I can see you don't want to have this around on your property. But he wanted to just, he said, if you don't get rid of it, I'm going to probably just put it in the dumpster and get rid of this. Right. So she's like, would you guys be interested in it? And I mean, of course, this is, you know, a story from our history, even though it's not necessarily pleasant. But
not all stories.
Not all history is pleasant.
No,
and I think that's
more.
No, and I think that's
less.
Even in the broader picture of society, people have to understand that.
Yes.
Not every story is 100% positive.
Right.
Yes.
But it's still, just because you're telling those stories doesn't mean that you're trying to tear down the history of Boyertown or the United States or Pennsylvania.
Right.
You're telling the story, as it was.
Yeah.
Well,
good or bad.
We've got to get past this thing that
everything has to be good.
Everything has to be good, because it's just not.
Well, when I told Adrian the story and how because I actually still have the tombstone at my house, because we need to get rid of this tree stump to put the tombstone. It's very heavy. So it's probably over 500 pounds, bigger than the egg. But anyway, I was telling her the story.
That egg is close to 500 pounds, I'm pretty sure.
It is big.
But so then she called me up later, and I didn't realize the entire story about this boy in the tombstone is in the Boyertown ghost story book written by Charlie Adams.
Oh, yeah.
So then later I was messaging Adrian, and I told her I had all the information because supposedly the Twin Turrets is also haunted. So there's some stories that have happened over there. So when we had one of our exhibits on Haunted Boyertown, we did an entire exhibit on the Twin Turrets. There's a maid that hung herself there. Like, we have documentation of this. So I sent her that information because I had it from the exhibit, and she calls me up and she goes, Rachael, the little boy, his mother was named Mary Dillaplane. The maid who hung herself in the Twin Turrets is named Mary Dillaplane. And we're like screaming, could this have been the same person? Like,
could you have found out?
Well, we did find out.
Was it the same family?
It was the same family. So it was his aunt. It wasn't his mother. But then we also found this poor family had so much tragedy in it. And we also found another story where a little boy 3 years old from the same family wandered out during a snowstorm and passed away. They couldn't find him. So, like, there's all these connections with this family that had so much tragedy. But I mean, we have several connections just in the town. Like, we'll have the tombstone, the Twin Turrets. So, like, these are some of the stories that she'll be able to talk about.
And of course, the Opera House fire.
Yes, of course.
Of course.
I do have a couple good stories for that. So the candy store used to be located in that building on the side.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we had some ghost hunters that asked to investigate in the store. So they came in and they got a bunch of evidence that we had a ghost of a little boy in the store. And I had stuffed animal bears that we used to sell in the store. And they got evidence that he really liked these stuffed animal bears. So, you know, like, they came in a couple times and they had a lot of activity when they came in and did the investigations there. Well, later on, I mean, I said stuff to a couple people, but no one at the Historical Society. So later on, they were doing one of the ghost tours. My husband used to help. He was a tour guide when Margaret Harner was doing it. And one of the tour guides was standing on the steps with dowsing rods up the front of the Opera House fire. And she said, is there any ghosts here? And the dowsing rods crossed. And then she said, are you a man? Nothing. Are you a woman? Nothing. Are you a little boy? And it crossed. And then she said, would you like a toy? It crossed. And then she said, Do you want a ball? Nothing. Do you want a toy truck? Nothing. She get, what about a teddy bear? And it crossed. Well, she was so excited. She came back to the society afterwards and was telling us. And I was like, I never told her about what they found when they investigated. So I was like, they had the same reaction. That
So she didn't know that. She didn't know your story.
No. So it like everything lined up. So that definitely gave me chills.
Yeah.
So yeah, we definitely have some haunted history here in Boyertown.
Durango's, I believe, is haunted as well.
Yes. Yep. So now you'll have to talk to Adrienne. She's been doing a lot of research. So I know she has a lot of the stories lined up. So I'm not positive what the other ones are going to be. So, but I do know, obviously, the Twin Turrets. I know she'll have some information on the Opera House fire. I mean, that's obviously one of her biggest tragedies.
Yeah.
So, but I know she has some other stories up her sleeve as well.
Cool.
Now, and if people are interested in doing the ghost tours, they're going to run. It's the beginning of June. I don't remember the first date until November, but they're going to be on Saturdays. There's only 20 tickets per ghost walk, so you can already pre-purchase them on the website if you're interested in attending the upcoming ghost walks. So it'll be every Saturday from, I think it's like mid-June to mid-November.
I put the link to the Historical Society up in the chat, and it's been up on the screen several times, and it's super easy. BoyertownHistory.org. Couldn't make it any easier.
Can't make it any easier. No. All right, I think we're getting close to the end of the show.
We are, and here's what I did for you, Jeff.
Talk to me.
For you,
for me.
I put the Jeff Knows Boyertown logo up there, along with your website, the jeffknowsboyertown.com website, so that people can find you. I think Rachael has done an extremely good job. She should have a website called Rachael Knows.
She does.
She got a lot of stuff on there.
Yeah.
But here's your opportunity, Jeff, to tell us what's going down. What's going down in Boyertown?
I'm going to give you a little secret, Matt.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff doesn't exactly know everything about Boyertown.
Okay.
But he's learning every day.
Gotcha.
And he passes that on to everybody around the area.
Gotcha.
That's how it really works. So what I know, I'm passing on. And I just learned a lot from Rachael, and that's how it all works.
Oh,
right?
she's got a wealth of knowledge.
She does, absolutely. Well, this week, I know we're very short on time now, so I'm going to try to make this quick.
Hit the highlights.
But yeah, highlights are so each week I show all the events that are happening in and around Boyertown. With that, I also have some kind of topic that I highlight. This week, I'm since we're getting close to that tax time, right? Tax time's April 18th this year. You have to have your tax return finished by then. What do they say? There's two things, the guarantees in life:
death and tax.
Death and taxes.
Was your boy Benjamin Franklin?
There you go. So April 18th is coming up quickly upon us. I did not do my taxes yet.
I'm done.
Do you do your own taxes?
No.
Okay, I do my own.
Too complicated.
I do my own taxes each year. I'm going to tell you what I think each year. I'm like, I think I should, because they are complicated, and I have.
Well, it's hard for us because we're self-employed. So there, you got to pay the self-employment tax, and then you got to do this and that and the other.
I got other business stuff going on with flipping houses. Now I have a house, a rental in Delaware. Right. So it's always complicated, and each year I'm like, I think I'm going to pass this on to somebody else, but then I'm like, let me just give it a shot, and if I run into some problems, then I won't.
Dude, it's so much.
I do it though. I end up doing. I'm sure it is. But I do it every year, and then I'm kind of like, I'm glad I didn't pay somebody.
I would make two recommendations.
Yeah, let me hear it.
So my girlfriend, fortunately for me, my girlfriend is an accountant. So I got her. She is now doing my books.
Okay.
My day-to-day bookkeeping.
Right.
Then I went to Barry Weller and Associates.
Okay.
Who's
right here
now
in
my tax accountant guy.
Okay.
Dude.
So much easier.
Oh. Because I'm not a bookkeeper.
Yeah.
I'm not an accountant. Right?
Uh-huh.
I'm a real estate agent.
All right.
So all that stuff that I was trying to do on my own that I have no business doing, right? I give it to somebody else who knows how to do that. I do what they tell me to do because I do have to play a role in this, right? There are things that I have to do. They tell me what to do. I do it, and it's done.
Yeah,
Then I can concentrate on selling houses.
I hear you.
I'm on Matt's side with this. I used to do it myself, and I pay somebody to do it all. Now. I love it.
I think
Dude,
there's a couple things.
will
I'm
love
cheap.
your life.
I'm cheap is one thing.
It's
I think
worth it, Jeff.
and I'm also I feel like I always need to do everything myself. You know, like I don't know. But anyway,
dude, I'm telling you, in the time that you're messing around with it, you'll get another listing and you'll make a commission on that that'll pay.
I know, I hear you.
And also, you might be missing some stuff where you could get more money back or pay less. Your accountant might know, and you might not.
Right.
Yeah.
And I agree with you all. I just gotta bring myself to do it. You know?
You just got to take the step.
Yeah, I just gotta take the step. It's probably not going to happen this year. I'll be honest with you, though, since we're getting so short on time anyway.
Yeah.
So your article this week
it's
is
just tips for the tax year of 2022.
Okay.
Jeff knows the real tips. Matt and my tip is go to a
right. Yeah. And don't worry, that tip is in there.
Is it?
Yes. Yeah.
You just have to follow your own advice.
Right. But and let me ask you, I want real quick. I'm going to move on from this, but do you know the difference between? And since you don't do it, do you know the difference between a deduction and a tax credit?
Yes.
What's the difference?
A deduction is something that you can take and deduct off of the money that you owe.
Right.
A credit is the government gives you some money. It's a credit to
credit
you.
is dollar to dollar. It's
right.
like if it's a $100 credit, it's $100
credit.
off. Yeah.
A deductions
is just it just takes off of what your taxable income. So your taxable income is $60,000.
Right.
The tax credit will take it. Say it's a $600 deduction.
Mm-hmm.
It will bring it down $600, but that's not a true $600. You don't get $600 off of your
right.
Yeah.
So, but the tax credit is dollar for dollar.
Right. Yep.
Okay.
Okay. So check it out. If you did not do your taxes, even if you're going to take something, I think it's good to know a little bit about taxes, even if you are having someone else do it. But take a look. There's some good advice on here. Some things that you don't want to miss, as you said. Like you want to make sure you're getting all your money back that you possibly can. And then there's also we are both realtors, and if you own a home, you get there's many deductions. There's mortgage interest you get deducted. There's property taxes. There's mortgage points paid.
The mortgage interest thing went away in 2016. Didn't it? Is it back?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is all up to date 2022 stuff.
Okay.
Home office space. No, I think the mortgage interest. I think every year I've taken that off.
Have you?
Deducted. Yeah.
Because remember in 2016 when they changed the tax code, that was a big thing because some people couldn't claim the mortgage interest anymore.
Maybe it was just like a year or something like that. Because I'm pretty sure every year I remember doing it. Home office space. I can't deduct it because it has to be a specific space that you only use. You don't have to have people come to it or anything, but it must be dedicated to you being your home office.
I don't have a home office.
There's a lot of people.
Because I was going to say almost everybody probably has that now because of COVID.
I don't. I don't have a dedicated space that's home office only. I have a home office.
Yeah.
I can't work.
Dedicated.
I just can't work as well at home.
Yeah, I'm
for a variety of reasons.
Mm-hmm.
I just get much more stuff done going to the office. So that's where I go.
And also this did go away and is coming and came back. Energy efficiency upgrades that you've done to your house.
Yeah.
You can get deducted on that.
Well, that's good that that's coming back.
There's a lot more on there. And there's also some, if you need tax help, there's some free ways to get tax help and everything like that. So check that out. Also, like the main event is events. That's what the what's going down in Boyertown is all about. Is about the events that are happening in and around Boyertown. Matt, I have a question for you.
Okay.
There is a live comedy show coming up in Pottstown at the Rivet. I just recently saw this Rivet coming up. Has it been around for a while? Or
No, it's relatively new.
Okay.
They've probably been open for about going on a year now.
Okay.
It's in the old New York Plaza.
Oh,
where the
okay,
New York
yeah.
store used
Yeah.
to be, which is still called the New York Plaza.
Mm-hmm.
It's where Connections on High was. People
Okay.
might remember Connections on High because the front of Connections on High was a coffee shop and a cafe, and then the back was a church. Connections on High was a branch of M-Star up in Bechtelsville.
Okay.
They had to close down that church for a variety of reasons, and then
That sounds like a whole nother show.
that's a whole nother show.
Okay.
But I know a lot of people from this area know M-Star or go to M-Star.
Mhm.
So that was the connection. Connections on High was M-Star in Pottstown.
That New York Plaza, that's right in the heart of things, right?
It is.
there.
It's right
Yeah.
at the corner of High and Penn Street.
Yeah.
Now, for the next thing people are going to say is, "Oh, Matt, there's no parking in Pottstown." There's a huge parking lot right behind
Right there.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then 2 blocks away is what we in Pottstown call the Reading lot,
Is that
which is the
next to
parking lot next to the
farmer's
train
market
station.
or whatever you call it?
There's that parking lot
Yeah.
too. So there's 3 parking lots within a
Right there.
2-block radius.
I do have to say, people complain about that here in Boyertown, and I've never had to park more than like 1 block from the store.
Right.
So I mean, if you go into New York City or Philly, like you're parking
Hold
far.
on. Let's even go closer to that. People go to Phoenixville and knock themselves out to go to Phoenixville. And last time I went to Phoenixville, I had to walk 8 blocks.
There's no
Yes,
parking in
that's what-
Phoenixville. There's
See,
no. It's
Boyertown and
crazy.
Pottstown have great parking. I
Yeah.
think we need to turn that narrative around.
That's what I'm
Absolutely.
trying to do.
Yeah.
But anyway, the Rivet is a new
It's like an
music
open
and
forum, right?
entertainment venue.
Yeah.
Yeah. And well, they're going to be making another announcement. They're not ready to do
Okay.
it. And I should probably keep my mouth shut.
Okay.
But yeah, Rivet is in the first floor of the New York Plaza at High and Penn Street in Pottstown. They've been having
Yeah, they
they've
have
been
some really
having
cool
up to
entertainment
and
coming up.
including national acts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Thursday is a comedy. It's like 5 comedians
Okay.
playing, which is like we don't get a lot of comedy around here. I know Barrel and Ale had a comedy show a few weeks ago, 4 weeks ago or something.
Well,
like that.
Soul Joe's was doing
Soul
comedy in
Joe's
the
was
park.
doing it, right?
Right.
And I don't know exactly. I'm still trying to figure out what Soul Joe's. I think he's a national travel producer now.
Okay.
I think like travels.
That's
like,
a possibility.
Like traveling comedians.
Putting shows on.
I think that's what's happening, but I'm not certain. That's the last time I checked. Because I'm interested in that. He had a lot going on, didn't he?
He did.
Yeah. But they're also so at the Rivet also on Friday night is Stephanie Grace, which is from Boyertown.
Mhm.
She's performing at 7:00 on Friday. Also, this is for the families. I know I don't highlight on the show here the family stuff as much. I don't think, but I always have family stuff. There's tons of family stuff to do on the website or on the event blog, whatever you want to call it. So they're doing story time in the park at the Boyertown Community Park in the pavilion. They're doing every Friday at 9 a.m. and 9:30. They're doing story time in the park. Read a story to the kids, which I think is a great thing. And then they do their story walks, I think, once the weather gets a little warmer. And that's all, I think it's all library based,
Yep.
Boyertown library based. Also, Friday night, the opening night to The Lost City comes out at the State Theater. Do anybody see the advertisement to The Lost City? Have no
Mhm.
idea.
No.
It's Sandra Bullock, Channing Tatum, and Daniel Radcliffe.
Okay.
You know those names?
Yes.
Okay. So it
Even
looks.
I know those names.
Even you. I thought that the Daniel Radcliffe would throw you off.
Just watched a movie with him the other day. Don't ask me what it was.
I was going to say, what was it?
Don't know.
Harry Potter.
Maybe.
Okay. But it looks really funny. I've heard reviews and everything. It's supposed to be really funny. Good family movie for sure.
And the State Theater is getting all new seats. They're getting all their seats redone. So
And with cup holders.
yeah,
I think that's big.
I think so too.
Yeah, so you don't have the cup on your lap and it's sweating and it's make it
The
look like
seats
you
are
wet your pants and
squeaking.
yeah.
I mean, I
Jeff,
might
here's
miss
what
that.
I'm going to say because I'm going to back you up because
Okay.
it seems to me like you might have gotten some critique about not talking about family stuff on the
Okay.
show. I'm going to back you up. If you go onto the website
Mhm.
and look around. Jeff has a list of activities as long as your arm.
Yeah.
We can't spoon feed you everything.
That's
Right?
true.
Look at his website. That's
Yeah.
really what he wants you to do. The other part of it too that I like
And
is
subscribe to their website.
subscribe to it so
See-
it continues to come.
Yeah.
But here's the one thing that I will give you credit for. You have events priced from free up to there are some more expensive
Sure.
options,
Sure.
but you start at free.
Yeah.
So there's something on there for
everybody,
everybody.
for everyone.
Yeah.
Families, singles.
Right.
We-
I get a little bit of sensitive to when people on social media land start critiquing the fact that they're not being spoon-fed everything when they're watching the show on a device that
Right.
they can search and find the answers for themselves.
Right.
Just a little thing I
Easy
have.
search too.
But Jeff, I think you do a great job.
Thank
You're
you. I
providing people
appreciate
with a
that.
lot of information. It's one-stop shopping.
It is.
And you're fulfilling a role that the local newspapers used to play for us.
Mhm.
But since the local newspapers are being decimated by hedge funds, you're picking up the slack.
Yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that, Matt.
No problem,
I
buddy.
like that. Saturday, Peppermint Stick Candy Store.
All right, Girl Scout cookie celebration.
Awesome. Check it out. 11 to 6. Colebrookdale Railroad
Mm.
is doing one of the coolest things. I mean, they always surprise me because they come up with some.
They have a lot of
interesting
creative
things.
stuff.
Creative
Yeah.
stuff for sure.
Mhm.
This week they're doing, and this is one. I mean, only this weekend. There's one ride. And they might be doing it further on, but it's a speakeasy happy hour excursion.
Nice.
So they're taking you back to the 20s,
Mhm.
and they're doing it all as authentic as they can. And if I know the Colebrookdale Railroad, they are very authentic.
Yeah.
I mean, down to the uniforms and all of that
The
stuff.
trains,
like that.
we learned that the trains, everything you see on those trains, they're taken directly
Their
out of Pullman.
pictures, everything
catalogs.
anything they can get. Yeah, they want to make sure it's perfectly the way it was. So they're taking you back. They're giving you their jazz music, blah blah blah. But they're really how do I say this? They're really
Making it
making
authentic.
it. Yeah, that's what I already said.
Okay.
But you have to actually have. They're going to give you a password, and if,
Oh,
in order to get
secret
into
knock?
a certain car,
Got you.
you're going to have
yeah.
the password to even get in there.
Nice.
And there's going to be table dice games and stuff like that happening in there.
Yeah.
They have special drinks going on. They have gin rickeys going, moonshine, whiskey sours, champagne, and it's just going to be like they're just going to take you back 100 years ago,
Nice.
which is really cool. I know you're a history buff. You're obviously a history buff. I'm a history something. I don't know if I can call myself a buff, but I love history. And man, that sounds really, really cool to me. So that is Saturday night, 6:00, and there's one ride. At least this weekend, there's only one ride. So take advantage of it if you're interested in that stuff as well. Sunday, come back here for the Girl Scout Cookie Celebration.
Yep.
Going from 11 to 4. And then for those winos out there, the people who love wine, do you like wine?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I like wine.
My wife loves wine. Matt, are you a wine guy? I think
It's not my first preference, but I'll drink it. You know what I mean? I'm a beer guy.
How about your other half?
No.
Okay.
She's cider.
She's a cider girl.
Mhm.
Okay. There's a spring wine festival at Bear Creek Mountain Resort from 12 to 5 on Sunday.
Okay.
So I think a lot of people dig that. There's a lot going on at Bear Creek.
Year round.
Yeah.
They have year-round events.
Mm-hmm. They have all summer long. They have music events going on there outside. And man, it's so much fun. Yeah.
I think they were doing one of the big mud runs, the down and dirty. No, it wasn't down and dirty. It was Tough Mudder.
Okay.
They were doing Tough Mudder. They were opening up some of their trails for mountain biking. I know they've done that.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
They did the cardboard sled event.
Yeah.
They did that like 2 weeks ago.
Okay, yeah, that's usually an end of the season snow melt thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff to do. And
Yeah.
that's right up the road. It's not that,
It's not that far.
No.
Yeah. So that and much, much more going on in and around Boyertown.
There
Check
you
it
go.
out.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everybody, I'm going to start breaking it down here towards the end of the show. We've been at the Peppermint Candy Store, Peppermint Stick Candy Store here in the lovely borough of Boyertown with our friend Rachael. Check her out. She's got all kinds of candy. A lot of it is locally sourced, and the atmosphere here is very
It's awesome.
authentic.
Yeah. We use that word a lot tonight.
Yeah. I just put her links up to the World Wide Web on your screen again. She is super easy to find. You just type in the Peppermint Stick Candy Store into your web browser and you will find her. It's that simple. Or just come down here to the downtown Boyertown. What's your address here on Philadelphia Avenue?
26 East Philadelphia Avenue. We're right across from Bodie Borneman, the insurance, or where the library used to be located.
There you go.
Right in the heart.
Right in
And
the heart.
Yeah.
we have a great parking lot right behind the store.
Yeah, absolutely.
Off-street parking. I always have able to park in there, so you should too.
Yeah. During any time, I've never had a problem parking in there.
See?
Yeah.
So I'm saying we have great parking here in Boyertown.
And Jeff, you are Jeff Frederick. You want to tell people how they can find you out
Jeff
on
at
the
Glocker. Looking
interwebs?
for me on Google. And I'm on all social media, most social media, not TikTok. Sorry.
I'm not on TikTok
Yeah.
either. You can find me, Matt Green, by searching Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate. I will also come up on Facebook, LinkedIn, the World Wide Web, whatever platforms I'm on. You can find me. My Googling
Insta?
Matt Green.
Are you on Instagram?
There is some Insta stuff posted, but Jen Seville's posting that up there.
You got to
for
get
me.
an Instagram account.
I know I do. It's just I just haven't set it up yet.
Yeah.
But I'm easy to find. Matt Green at Glocker Real Estate will take you right to it.
You are easy to find.
I'm also the host of another show that we do in Pottstown
I hear
called
you have
Porchcast Pottstown.
and I hear you have a big show coming up.
Tomorrow night is our 2nd year anniversary of Porchcast Pottstown.
The big two.
The big two.
Yeah.
Terrible twos.
I was going to say that. I was just about to say that.
We are in the wintertime shooting the show from 251 East High Street, which is Pottstown United Brewing Company. If you come to see the show live tomorrow at 6 o'clock, we're going to have drink specials and snacks out
Nice.
for anyone
Is this a
who
new
shows
thing that
up.
you're doing the drink specials?
The drink specials have been going on for a little while, but we're also going to do it. We're going to extend that into the 2-year anniversary show.
Nice.
So drinks and snacks prepared by Chef Adam from Pottstown United Brewing Company. Our special guest is Joe Cerisi, who's the state representative for the 146th district, which covers Limerick, Royersford, Pottstown. He's going to come on to bring us up to
It's pretty
speed.
big for your 2 years.
It is.
Yeah.
He's going to bring us up to speed with what's going down in Harrisburg.
Okay. Nice.
That's 6 o'clock tomorrow, 251 East High Street.
Do you get a
Porchcast,
crowd for
Pottstown.
the? Do you get a live crowd?
We
for the
do
show?
get a live crowd for the show from time to
Nice.
time. There's been as many as 15 to 20 people
That's
in
pretty
there
big
to
for- that's
kind
a
of.
pretty small space, right?
It's not. We can fill it up.
Yeah.
For the show. And it helps us. Obviously, it helps Adam Burke, who's the owner of Pottstown United Brewing Company, because then people are in there ordering food and drinks.
Right.
So he likes to give us the room. And then as soon as the weather breaks, we're going to be back outside on the porch, since it is
Porchcast,
Porchcast.
Pottstown,
We're
right?
going to be going back out on the porch. March 31st on Porchcast Pottstown, we're going to be talking to Chief Mick Markovich. He's the chief of police in Pottstown, and he has agreed to take questions, comments, and critique from the viewing public.
Cool.
There
Very
you go.
cool.
That's what I got going on.
All right. That's a lot. Rachel, you have anything to say on your way out?
No, just thank you. And also we're on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, and Matt shared our website. So
All of the interwebs.
All of the interwebs.
yeah, and thank you guys for having me.
No problem.
Thanks,
It's been
thanks for
great
being
being
on.
here.
Sure.
Listen, folks, don't tune out, because I'm getting ready to turn on a slideshow, and it has some great pictures of all the things that they have going on here at the Peppermint Candy Store. Thanks for tuning in.